I have literally handcrafted the woman that I am today. My mindset, my belief system, my self-worth, my confidence levels, the way that I feel about myself, the obsession that I have with myself, the infatuation that I have with myself, the love and respect that I have for myself. I have handcrafted the woman that feels and exists the way that I do today over the past year and a half. It's taken me a year and a half to feel and exist and embody this new person that I have legitimately handcrafted, written about, visualized about, and ultimately become. It's unbelievable. Over the past year and a half, I have rewritten my mind. I have cured myself of these limiting beliefs, of the self-hatred, the self-criticism, the self-judgment, self-doubt, all these ill diseases that literally us women carry around throughout our life because of society that we're in today, because of the world that we live in, and we just continue on that way. I have rid myself of that. And I have no problem sitting here saying that I'm completely in love with myself. I am completely in love with myself, my potential, my future, my life right now, looking in the mirror, getting dressed, decorating myself like I am an art piece, because why wouldn't we feel that way? Why should we hate ourselves? Why should we feel so disgusted by ourselves that we just want to pick ourselves apart, tear ourselves apart, live this life, and then die one day? I just don't understand that. I don't agree with it. And the version of me a year and a half ago that I was that girl. I was miserable. I was so severely depressed, so severely anxious. The list goes on. I was horrible. And when I hit rock bottom, I thought to myself, I cannot continue this way. I cannot live the rest of my life this way. There has to be a way out. And I spent the last year and a half rewriting my mind and becoming the woman that I am today. And it's possible for everyone. It's possible for literally every single person on earth to do this. Realizing how the mind actually works and why we are the way that we are, and being delusional. Being delusional for the past year and a half was exactly what I did. Everyone around me thought I was insane. Everyone around me was like, what is she doing? I went into a hibernation, didn't talk to anybody, didn't go anywhere unless I had to, and was so invested in myself. And I am quite literally reaping the benefits of it now. I am quite literally reaping the benefits of this version of me. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to teach you how to feel the way that I do. I'm going to teach you how to fall in love with yourself. I'm going to teach you how to feel sexy, how to be a little bunny in your household, how to be the goddess that you are within, the little girl inside of you that is just waiting to come out, waiting to express herself, tear herself wide open, scream from the rooftops, any of your desires, any of your passions, everything of your life, your dream life starts with your confidence levels. It starts with the way that you feel about yourself. It starts with your self-worth. You cannot manifest. You cannot go after the things that you know you are worthy of receiving. You cannot stand up for yourself. You cannot obtain the man that you know you deserve. Leave your abuse. Like, you need to gain confidence in this life. Earth, life, society will tear you to bits if you do not have confidence in yourself. If you do not value yourself above every single person around you, if you do not put yourself first, if you do not value this body that we're living this life in and experiencing the world in, like, we need to be so respectful of ourselves, be so respectful of our existence. Brenda comes first, always. I will always put Brenda first, above anything, above anyone. Everyone should be putting themselves first. Everyone should be infatuated with themselves, in love with their life. Why else would you be floating around on this random rock in the middle of the nowhere? What are you doing? Just being miserable and continuing what have we all been doing? And I'm right there with you, literally, sister. I've been fucking miserable, and that's the passion behind me teaching you how to fall in love with yourself and teaching you how to get out of the cage of the mind. The cage. It is a jail cell of the mind. Okay. My mind was a jail cell for me. It was overthinking was, I basically this morning was doing my morning routine, was getting myself ready to film this video, thinking about the video, what am I going to talk about in the video, you know, just going over all of the things. And I broke down crying. I was imagining myself in November of 2023. That's when I started my hibernation. And did I mention this was a self-love course? This is step number 7. We're going to create the dream version of you together. But I always like don't remember if I say that because I'm so passionate about all the rest of the stuff. But basically I was sitting here being like, okay, we've talked about in part 6, we talked about, you know, getting so honest and real with ourselves and facing our reality in the face and saying, you know, I'm miserable, I'm insecure, I'm so unhappy. And this, we're going to create your dream, your queen in this part, who is right around the corner. I'm not even kidding you, right around the corner. And I was just reflecting on my journey and on the girl that I was in November of 2023 and the million versions of me that I've been in between. And I've never felt like, for I want to say at least 6 or 7 years, just content with myself and in my life and just in the present moment and wanting to be in the present moment and not wanting to tear my skin apart and look towards the future and solution oriented and trying to fix or solve or just trapped in the mind, right? And today I went through a crazy leap, which I mentioned, and I think I mentioned it in part 5 or 6 in the past 6 weeks, that I couldn't film, I couldn't do anything. I was just like so embraced. I'm still on my own self-love journey, right? And I was just sitting and realizing how far and how much I've changed. And I can't even believe it myself. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I just look into my eyes and I start fully bawling. I was dancing before this video. I started fully crying. Today's just been an emotional day for me. And this morning I sat and I was meditating and I was holding Cosmo and I was looking at him and I was just crying my eyes out for minimum 30 minutes, just bawling and like feeling such an immense amount of gratitude and an overwhelming love and appreciation for myself and my body in my present moment right now. And if you told me that I was feeling this way, if I was so grateful for myself and the present moment and loving myself and my connection with God, all the things that I was feeling today, a year and a half ago, in no world would that have been possible for me. I was so miserable. I was so miserable within. I was so unhappy within. I was just suffering. And I did not see the silver lining. I did not see a way out. And I just cannot believe, again, the amount of versions that I've gone through to get myself to this point. And I'm just so grateful for that. And I've really had so much compassion for where everyone is in their life and how hard and how, you know, challenging life can be for so many people and how much we suffer because of the mind and how much we suffer because of the way society is today, the way that, you know, we're in this man-made situation and it's very masculine and the women, the feminine is not thriving. We are all combative against one another, you know, comparison, envy, jealousy. We're so unhappy with ourselves. These beauty standards, all of the things that we all know has really created a world of suffering, a female population that is suffering. 1 out of 10 max people, if you would ask, are you a confident person? Are you in love with yourself? Do you genuinely feel happy for the people around you? Would say yes. 1 out of 10 maximum every single time. That is a state of suffering. That is a state of suffering for the women around the world. And we almost cannot help this turmoil that we're in because we're conditioned to be this way. So I'm so passionate about all of this. I'm so passionate about the simplicity and how easy, and that's why I was just crying so much today and thanking God so much that like, it's so much easier than we're making it out to be. We're making these things so much harder. Though the simplicity of my journey in the past year and a half is my passion behind writing this course, is my passion behind sitting here, healing my own wounds of fear of judgment, fear of public speaking, all of my fears that I've had to go through to get myself to here, and proving to myself that it is all conditioning and it's all just unconscious programming that we're stuck with in our minds, and we're trapped in our minds, and there's a way out. Okay, there's a way out. So like I said, today, I always just go off on a tangent, but today we are going to create the queen versions of us. Like I said at the beginning, I am living the queen goddess version of Brenda. I've imagined her, I've embodied her. I knew exactly what I wanted to feel like, what I wanted my values to be, how I wanted to feel internally when I walk around, when I go anywhere, when I get dressed, when I'm doing my makeup. How do I want to feel about myself? I don't want to be miserable anymore. I don't want to cry every time I do my makeup. I don't want to literally go through mental torture every time I just have to simply get dressed. I don't want to live this miserable life anymore. I knew the version of me that I wanted to become, and I tunnel visioned my way there, and I'm going to teach you exactly how I did it. So I vividly remember the day that I created my dream version of me. I talked about the retreat that I did, the self-induced retreat in part 6, and it was one of those days where I went to the little view that I have at the top of my house and got a little high, and I just sat there and I was like, if I was in a fantasy, if I was in this fantasy world of mine, if any of my delusions could come true, if I could be anyone that I want, how would Brenda present? How would I feel every single day? And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote about her for at least, I think I was sitting there for at least 2 to 3 hours, writing on and off, obviously not all, like, and I remember crying, and I remember just feeling like these emotions were coming up, right? These desires that we have, these roadmaps of this fantasy, all of that, these dreams that we have, they are the roadmap to our life. We have lost dreaming. We have lost fantasy. We are so stuck in this man-made 3D, earth-bound physical reality that we've completely lost the power of the human, the power of the mind, the power of the world, the universe, the cosmos, the literally magic that exists around us every single day, because they don't want you to realize that there's magic around you every single day. And I've been that earthbound person, and I know what it feels like to be so miserable and so question God and all the things, and just be so unhappy in your own reality that you're like, none of this is real because look how miserable I am and look at all the bad things that happened to me. I've been there, trust me, and I'm going to teach you how to get out of it, okay? So let's talk about how to create the dream version of you. And for purposes of this part, I just want you to create her. We're going to create her right now together. I'm going to put some prompts on the screen or in the comments so you guys can really do this on your own time. But you're going to create her. You're going to do this activity for the first time. And this is the queen version of you. This is her. This is the goddess. This is any archetype, that you Brenda, that you feel called to adopt, right? I've gone through all the archetypes. I say it a lot in the course, like the lioness, the butterfly, the bunny, whatever. The goddess, the queen is who we're creating. We're going to use her. We're going to reference her a lot. We're going to embody her over and over and over again. And it's that repetition, that familiarity of that elevated emotion that is going to reprogram our mind. And I'm going to talk about all of that and all the other steps. I don't want to get into the mind and all the things so much in this step. We're going to focus on creating the goddess. Okay. So what I want you to do is find your safe space. I talked about the safe space in part 6. You do need some level of safe space in your home space, whether that's a little room that you have, an extra room, whether it's in your bedroom, just a little corner, or even in your bathroom, anywhere that you can go where you can kind of close the door, disassociate from the world, disassociate from everything going on around you, your family, work, everything. Leave your phone outside. You're completely by yourself in this fantasy la la land that we're creating, okay? We are cultivating and we are going to continue coming back to the safe space, and it's going to create and ultimately be your space of healing. Your whole house is going to be, your whole space will be, but if you live with your parents again, or you live with other people, your room, your sanctuary, whatever that is, okay? Go into your safe space, light your candles, light candles around the room, set an ambiance for yourself. Find a healing frequency on Spotify. You can type in healing frequency, God frequency at the top, and play that in the background. You're going to walk around the room with your sage. You're going to cleanse the space, okay? This should be done at any point after step number 6. After you've done step number 6, you can wait a little bit, wait a few days, even wait a few weeks, however you feel called to do it, and then you'll do this activity on a separate day. So you're going to cleanse your space, you're going to walk around with your sage, you're going to open your window, and you're going to just start feeling the feelings of love, of gratitude, of just gratitude that you have a roof over your head, that you have clothes on your body, that you're healthy, anything that you can be grateful for in that moment. Start to just say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this moment, for these candles, for this sage that I'm lighting. Okay, just experiencing gratitude, experiencing love. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to breathe. You're going to take deep breaths in and out, however long you need to just get in the present moment, to just relax your nervous system, allow your body to sync up with the music, allow your body to just feel relaxed. Bring your baby picture with you that I talked about in part 3. Put it next to you, in front of you, okay? Start to connect with the baby version of you. Start to look at her and imagine how many hopes, dreams, you know, that vivid personality, that outgoing personality, the innocence, the purity of that baby version of you. She didn't know jealousy. She didn't know envy. She didn't know self-hatred. She didn't know self-doubt. When you're that young and someone asks you what you want to be with your life, what you want to do with your life, you have the world of possibilities, right? That little girl is still inside of you. That little girl lives within all of us. She is alive and breathing. And the only difference between us and her is a few years and life experience and this conditioning poison that we now carry. We can ultimately channel her, embody her, and become her again. So connect with her, look into her eyes, and I want you to embody the feeling of, I don't want to sell you short. I'm going to, almost like a maternal feeling will come forward, that emotion of, you know, that maternal of, I want to protect you and do you right by this life, right? The world has done you dirty, and that's why I've become the way that I am, and I will reel it back and I will protect you, and I will live the most authentic and raw version to Brenda, to ourselves, right? So after you've kind of settled, this should take about 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you really need to just get yourself in that moment. You're going to close your eyes and you're just going to breathe. You're going to breathe and you're going to start imagining the queen version of you. What does this person look like? Again, I'm going to put a few prompts so you can carry it with you. Maybe you can print it out and put it in front of you. But what does she look like? How does she walk into rooms? How does her body look? How is she physically presenting? Her hair, her skin, you know, her self-worth, the way that she feels about herself. If everyone in the room is staring at her, if everyone in the room is judging her, how does she feel about herself? How does she carry herself? How does she, you know, when she's getting dressed, when she's doing her makeup, when she's just prancing around in her little castle, how is she presenting? How does she feel? What is her self-worth? What is her relationships like? How does she present in her relationships? How does she present in her friendships? How does she present in every way around her? Has she left her job that she hates? Is she happy in her job? Is she happy in every, aspect of her life? Go over all the things that we talked about in step 6, all the aspects of your life that you're facing, and imagine a utopian world for yourself. Imagine a goddess version of you that all of her dreams, all of her desires have come true. She is embodied as that, the most ethereal, the most magnetic, the most radiant version of you possible. You, if you're 5'2" brunette, you're not imagining yourself being 5'10" and a blonde, obviously. We've chosen these bodies for a reason. We've chosen what we look like for a reason. But I have completely transformed my physical appearance doing this. When you start to fall in love with yourself, when you start to actually appreciate yourself, appreciate your beauty, look at yourself and talk to yourself like you are a beautiful person, your physical appearance will change. Your skin, this radiant glow that you start to get within. And if you really look at people that have healed, that are doing any of these spiritual practices that really connect to God and are just thankful for being alive and for this human body, they have crazy physical transformations. It's unbelievable. You have to be delusional in this whole experience. You have to literally, when you're committing to the self-love journey, if you're going to do this course, you need to commit to delusion for at least 1 to 2 years. You have to just pinky promise me that you're going to be a delusional little bunny doing all the things that I'm talking about, embodying this delusional goddess, and you are going to become her. I'm telling you that right now. I am living proof of it. I am legitimately in shock every single day, even this morning, just crying my eyes out at how this is possible. Like I said, everyone around me thought I was insane, thought she's just all the noise. And now everyone's secretly doing the course. And now everyone's secretly in my, text Brenda, what's going on? All the things. So I'm telling you that it works, and I'm telling you that it's possible. So we need to commit to her. And okay, back to the activity. You're going to embody her, visualize her, and start to generate the emotions of what it would feel like to be her. We're just creating a clear vision and an emotional state of what this queen version of you would be, what she looks like, right? I will teach you how to elevate your emotions a lot. We're going to do the quantum leaps together. We're going to do the journaling together. After you close your eyes and you start to imagine her, you can start writing about her. I am so fierce. I am so in love with myself. When I look in the mirror, I love myself more every single day. I'm in love with my body. I'm in love with looking at my face. I love looking into my eyes. I love pampering myself. I love dressing myself. I feel so good when I walk into rooms. I feel so confident about myself. I get anything that I want in life. If you're looking for a man, if you're literally looking any single thing that you desire, you're going to write about as if you've already attained her. Okay. And after you write each portion, let's say you write 2 to 3 lines about this person, about the queen version of you, you're going to write the lines and then you're going to sit and read them and embody them. I walk into rooms and I feel like this fierce queen. I feel like this fierce, sexy woman. My body feels so beautiful. It feels so amazing to be in my body. Touching my body is my favorite, all the things, okay? You need to imagine it. You need to feel her. You need to feel the elevated emotion, because that's what's going to catapult ourselves into that timeline. The elevated emotion is what gets us to the timeline. It's the repetition of this emotional state that will heal our unconscious mind. It's going to kick out those insecurities. This confidence, this elevated emotion, this sexy bunny that I am, that I keep coming back to, slowly but surely, it's going to kick out this insecurities. She's 10%, 20%, 30%, and then all of a sudden for me, 1.5 years, everyone's going to take different. It's very rarely that my limiting beliefs win. It's very rarely that I feel down about myself, that I'm mean to myself. Very, very rarely. And I just wish you could read my mind 1.5 years ago, because it is unbelievable that I can say that about Brenda. It's unbelievable. Okay. So after you finish the activity, again, I did my first time, by the way, at the View, which if you're comfortable with the little smoky, like stony situation. I'm like so nervous saying that. That is a good way to disassociate from your present reality and kind of daydream, maybe have a glass of wine, kind of just settle, right? And go into la la land. Anything your desires, let them come up, okay? You're writing about it, you're envisioning her. If you feel like crying, cry it out. If you feel like screaming, if you feel like laughing, if you feel anything, okay? Put your music on, just embrace in this beautiful moment. The first time creating your queen is magnificent. It is magic. It is legitimately magic on earth, and it will come true. I'm telling you that right now. We're sticking to the delusion, okay? So after you're done with the activity, you're going to either finish it with a dance, go on a walk, clean your house, blast your music, stay in your feminine, stay in this flow state of receiving. Don't go on social media. Don't distract yourself with the news. And, we talk about the hibernation. We talk about the disassociation from everything around you. This is the most important part because you need to stay in this la la land of delusion of this queen version of you. It is not a joke. We need to be as distracted and delusional and committed to this queen version of us. When I tell you I visioned my way to Brenda today, when I tell you my journey, my existence, my morning, my every minute of my day, I was embodying this journey. I was trying my best. Obviously the beginning is so much harder because you're battling the limiting beliefs, you're battling the overthinking, the depression, the anxiety, but I was so delusionally committed. I talked about in part 6 that after I did this, I did a 4-day retreat, basically, long story short, when my partner went away and he ended up coming home and basically recognizing that already my energy had shifted. And so I was tunnel visioned after that because I was like, if he noticed, because I felt something shift. I went to the View 4 nights in a row. I did this 4 nights in a row. I did the dancing. I'm going to do a whole video on the retreat, but I did my course condensed in 4 days. And the fact that he came home and the first thing that came out of his mouth was, there's something different about you. I was like, checkmate, God. Thank you so much for the validation because this is all I'm going to do now. And it's like unbelievable. And the simplicity again of it is just my passion behind all of it. So dance, sing, walk, clean your house, do what you need to do to keep yourself in this high vibe, in this feminine state. And that's all for today. Just imagine her, just create her, and know that it's possible to attain her. And we're going to refer back to this queen version of you throughout the rest of the course. We're going to feel this emotional state again throughout the rest of the course. And I am so excited for you. If you are watching this video, I am so excited for you. That was the emotions that were coming forward this morning, where I was like, imagining the girls that are doing this and the low, the brokenness that I felt and the way that I want to just hug that version of me and tell her that this version of me is a year and a half later. I was bawling my eyes out. Like, I am so genuinely excited for you and so happy for you. If this video found you, there is a reason for it. There is a reason your soul, your higher self, your goddess is calling you to do this. I'm telling you that right now. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to see you in part 8, which is the mirror work portion of the course, which is my favorite part ever, which I'm so excited about. I restructured from TikTok to make this an earlier step because it's one of the most important steps in the entire course. And I'm so excited. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you in part 8. Something that I want to add and clarify a little is, if you don't know what direction you want your life to be going in, if you don't, I did not know what my dream job or dream fantasy was, right? It was just, everyone wants a better life. I just knew that I wanted to feel better internally about Brenda herself. Don't focus so much on external or what the world makes you think that you want of your life. Focus on your present reality. If it was you right now living in your reality, the most elevated, the most confident, the most trustworthy of self, this person that has a high self-concept, high self-worth is. And from there, you can manifest the things that you want out of a place of purity, out of a place of like knowing that this is my true desire and not an external, you know, conditioning that I've been convinced to believe that I want. That's what helped me the most, is in my Brenda's present reality. If I was gonna do my makeup, do my hair, you know, go to weddings, like I fantasized about walking into weddings or walking into events all dressed up and not being self-conscious, not being in my head, not being, you know, one second, not being overthinking all these things. I just wanted to exist as this goddess, as this being that just acted, is Brenda. Okay, I just got sidetracked as Nick walked in, but focus on that if you like. That's the best way to do this. And then from there, we can talk about manifesting desires and all the other things in another video.